Hello, everybody. Today we have Grace Gillespie, who is with Muscle Craft Distillery, the only distillery and first and only distillery in Martin County, Florida, which is around Stewart, Jupiter area. She's going to be our guest. It's going to be interesting to see how a businesswoman starts a business in Florida and why. So this is going to be interesting. So stay tuned.
Don't touch anything. It's the greatest find yet. Nothing compares to it.
But it's definitely something you should hear.
This is The Real Deal with Larry Lawton.
Welcome to The Real Deal with me, Larry Lawton. We have a great guest today. We're going to have a lot of fun, everybody. Before I get started, just remember our sponsor, Oliva Cigar. Things are going great there. You can check them out everywhere at Oliva Cigar. They've been with us from the beginning, and they're just great guys down there in Miami, and they're the third largest cigar company in the world, and I'm, very happy to do it. And our TV show is going to be starting. I call it a TV show. I get yelled at for that all the time. It's a web series. I call it /TV show. I'm too old for that. But anyway, you build Nicaragua. They have the biggest land in Nicaragua. They have 6,000 employees, 6,100 employees, and they are the guys who make my cigar, the Crooked Diamond cigar, which is all over the place. We ship all over the world. Things are going great. Don't forget my book, Gangster Redemption. Check it out. Check out merch. Gangster Redemption is going crazy, and I have a quick announcement. I am coming out with my book in about 60 days. We're going to start pre-orders. It's going to be a limited edition. It's the cookbook, the prison cookbook. So you guys are going to have fun. Get it. It's going to be numbered, signed, and that's going to go up probably in the next few days. So get them. And once the 3,000 is done, you can't get that special limited edition signed books and numbered and all that. Now, we're going to get right into a great show. We have Grace Gillespie, right? Is that how you spell pronounce it? Where are you from, Grace?
Originally Pittsburgh, born and raised.
Born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, yes.
And, listen, I'm from the Northeast, and in fact, I know some guys, and I was there too. Do you know where Lewisburg, Pennsylvania is?
I've heard of it, yes.
It's a prison. It is a big prison complex in Allenwood, all's up out there, West Pennsylvania. And I'll tell you what, I look at you, and I'm really impressed with you. I'll tell you why. I was reading a little bit about you, and you started a distillery, a craft distillery, correct?
I did, yes.
What makes a young, I'm not going to get your age, you're a woman, but you're a young woman, and you're a beautiful woman, and I'm sure you have a lot of career choices. What brings you into the distillery game, the vodka? You have here, and how we met. Let me just do that. I was at a movie premiere, and I'll tell you what, that sucked, the movie. Sorry.
I liked it.
Ugh. Wow. Wait do you see myself? Anyway, I got to tell it like it is. What do you do? But I had I was given a bottle of Muscle Vodka by Grace, and I will tell you, we brought it back, Nick and I, and we do a lot of this kind of stuff, and we checked it out. It's really, really good. It didn't have any bad taste to it. It went down. I like vodka. I like all stuff, but I have one with me right now, everybody. I have a great Muscle Vodka with me right now. Salute.
Cheers, salute.
Yes, we're going to have a good time today. I'll probably have 2 or 3 of these. Wow, and Nick knows how to make a drink. We know that. So, okay, you start a distillery. How long have you been in business?
So I'll make a long story short. I'm going to say 2000, maybe 14, I owned a gym and a juice bar in Cleveland, Ohio. And I competed in fitness competitions. And
Obviously.
Thank you. And all my clients would come to me and they're like, I'm going to drink. Don't tell me not to. What's the best option? So I was always like, eat this, drink that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to create the best option. So I, for lack of better terms, went to a chemist and I said, make this happen for me. I want the cleanest form of alcohol you could possibly get. So it's insanely smooth. It's 32 times charcoal filtered, distilled 100% corn. It's all organic. It's about to be kosher. It's no GMO, and it's amazingly smooth. Just won 3 of the biggest liquor shows in the world.
Oh, wow. That's
Yes.
impressive.
Thank you. And one was in New York.
A liquor show. I actually toured a whole distillery, major distillery in Maryland, Ocean City, Maryland.
Okay.
Secrets.
It used to be spring break, and I remember that area.
Ocean City, Maryland, man. Well, I was on a big show there. It's called the the Bulldog Show. It's a rude awakening show in or the all. I don't know what the name of the show. It's my buddy Bulldog. He's been doing it for 30 years. A big show. It's the biggest show in Maryland. And I know him pretty well. So I have an RV, 38 footer that we travel around and we do podcasts, we do stuff. So I was there and he goes, you got to come on. And the guy who owns this whole complex is 70 years old. You want to talk eccentric? It's got to be worth $1 zillion. He owns it all. I mean, the beaches, the hotels. He owns one of the biggest bars in the country. It holds 5,000 people.
Oh, my
The
goodness.
bar. So it's crazy. Ocean City, Maryland. You see pictures. Everybody check it out. But he gave me a private tour of their distillery. Wow, I learned a lot. So what you did is pretty impressive if you made a distillery.
Mm-hmm. Well, it started out, so I launched my brand in 2017, Just Muscle Vodka. And I had it made in Tampa.
You had the vodka made by another company?
Originally. So I was like, you know what? I want my own distillery. I want complete control of my product, and I wanted to expand my brand. So it takes forever to get licensed for a distillery. And I'm literally like I have like one of, I think, either the only female in the United States that has her own distillery, no partners, nothing, just by herself 100%.
You own it 100%?
100%.
Man, good for you.
Thank you. And I got my distillery license over a year ago, but now I make everything myself. So my vodka, I make it with my own hands, everything done here. And so then I launched that in last year, but I launched Muscle Vodka in 2017.
So the vodka came. So now you make what other liquors do you make?
Well, right now I have rum vodka, and I have 25 flavored vodkas, and I also have a moonshine that's 110 proof. I do cherry moonshine.
The one what I had was 150.
150.
The one where we made it. I don't know if you could take 100 proof and put it on fire. Can you?
Oh, I'm sure. Well, 153 is the max in America. So you did right.
America, I don't know. This is prison. We didn't give a shit what the law was. That's number one. What we did was we actually took a little out, and you can light a match to it, and it burns blue. I don't know. You can't do that with any other vodka that's 80 proof and all that. You can't do that. It won't burn. So I'm wondering if we used to call it Everclear.
Oh gosh, I remember that.
I got so fucked up with that shit when I was a kid, man. I was in the military in Cortez, Florida, which I'm the age myself. This is back in 1979, and man, did I get hammered, man, on that stuff, man. I can't even smell it anymore. Where I almost get puke.
That's crazy. The things we did in college, man.
Oh,
you wonder
college.
how you're
I
still
went to
alive.
college in a rough college. But okay, so you're the only woman who. Wow, that's interesting.
No partners, no investors, nothing. Just me, 100%.
I have to ask you. I mean, obviously, do you come from a wealthy family or something?
Nope. I mean, we weren't.
I mean, you weren't poor. You were middle class. You weren't like Daddy didn't say, "Here's $1 million and open it." Give us a rough estimate. What does it cost to open a business like that?
Don't forget, like I owned a gym and a juice bar too prior to that. So I've had that. I had my gym for years, and I was a personal trainer, and I still do online training. So I've done that forever. I have 4 books out.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah.
So you're a real entrepreneur.
And I do motivational speaking too. I go to different places and do motivational speaking. So I don't just do one thing. Like I love business. I can talk business 24/7, and I also talk with my hands. That's why we can't have.
Yeah, that's the Italian. In there. You know how they shut up an Italian. He ties his hands behind his back.
Right,
but
exactly.
it's great to hear that because usually I hate to say this, beautiful women are not associated with smart brains, and that's not me saying that.
No, I get it. It's the world.
That's normal. And I'm looking at you saying you're beautiful, but you're smart.
Thank you.
I mean, that's a tough combination. I don't know if you have a boyfriend, husband, or anything like that. If you do, he's lucky. Good for him.
Thank you.
And I love a person that you could talk to business, because I'm a businessman. I own multiple businesses and owned many, from vending machine companies to nightclubs to
and your mind's always
pizzerias.
going, right?
Never stops. I was just
Never.
talking to someone the last night. We were out playing cards. We just, business is what we do, and we love it because I'll tell you, if you don't like business, then you're just a robot. I consider that,
Yes.
And don't get me wrong, we have so much going on, but people don't get it. It's a lot of work. I mean, you know that. You're coming here from Stewart, which is only about an hour, right? What's about an hour?
Hour 15.
Oh, hour 15. But you got to come up here. You go to these events. It's work, and you're willing to do it.
I love it. I thrive
impressive.
on it. Yes.
Okay, so what? Like you asked somebody to get you a vodka or an alcohol because your gym. They really started through the gym then. What makes you say, I want to own my own instead of just getting it and keep going? Are you still active in the that gym business or?
I sold my gym. I got, that was back in Ohio. And then when I moved to Florida, I just moved here to Florida 2 years ago. So when I moved here, I opened another juice bar. And
Oh, a juice bar this time, not a.
and a distillery. So I now have a juice bar inside my distillery. So protein smoothies, my whole gym, it's really cool. You got to come check it out. My whole distillery, it's all around health and fitness. So all over the walls, it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's like all fitness competitions because I do all the official after parties for like a lot of the bodybuilding shows. Mr. Olympia, I've partnered with them. We have a bottle with my vodka, muscle vodka, and it says Mr. Olympia up top. We have, it's all over the walls, and I have actually some of my shelving is all gym equipment. So I have a bench press machine in there. I have like a pull-up bar. It's really cool.
That really it reminds me of stuff because I was when I was younger, and I got some pictures that I was in great shape. I had a 1450 total in the 3 lifts. I benched 375 at that time.
Look at you.
I was pretty strong, and I look back at that because I remember Charles Atlas in the magazines. You guys wouldn't remember that, obviously, too young. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger with Franco Columbo.
Oh, yep. I have him on my wall, too.
Yeah, and Lou Ferrigno worked for my father.
Did he?
Yeah, he was actually a tin knocker, a sheet metal worker. And he actually came to a party in our backyard. I remember him. He was huge. I mean, this guy, he was going for the Olympia or one of the big ones, and he couldn't speak. He really has a hearing impediment. But what a nice guy. He was huge.
Yeah.
His arms were, unbelievable. Some of these guys today, I think, are overdoing it. I don't know where it's at with the bodybuilding, anymore. I tell people, as a guy who was a heavy lifter, I have the joints and the aches and the certain things that I wouldn't recommend heavy lifting anymore to anybody. I recommend, obviously you want size, you're going to use weight,
Right.
heavy weight. But repetition, stay in shape.
Yeah.
Preaches a lot of that is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because of obviously his age. And he only works out 3 days a week now, for an hour a day. And look at the shape he's in.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he has everything money can buy from, HGH and everything. And I thought about a lot of that stuff myself. But I've never did a steroid like, for working out or anything. Every other drug in the book I've done. Coke, meth, you name it, I've done it. No, I actually have. And I teach that I didn't have that addictive personality.
Yeah.
So I never had an issue, with any kind of drug. And I'm a believer, and we talk about it with doctors on this show. I believe in you control it. Don't let it control you. Whatever it is. That it could be food, that it could be sex, that it could be drugs. Anything, yeah. So let's get back into your vodka. So you decide to go to Stewart. Why Stewart and why Martin County, which is let people know it's not a big county in Florida. It's just north of West Palm Beach.
Yeah.
And south of Port St. Lucie. It's why there?
I'm not so sure. Like it just kind of, how things just fall into place for you. So we bought a house in Palm City area.
Who's
my husband and I.
Okay, there you go.
And my 2 fur babies, of course. They're
Of
my
course.
little
I have
9-pound.
two. You saw I have 2 cats in there.
Yes.
I like my cats more than most
I
people.
was just gonna say that I love animals more than people.
So does Nick. He has a beautiful. This is a very pet-friendly business. So Nick brings his dog here, Morty, and I love it. We're gonna actually do a GoFundMe for him because he needs a hip or something, man. It's so sad. But go ahead, go with your.
I have 2 90-pound lap babies, and they're just like they think they're lap dogs, and they're 90 pounds, and they come with us everywhere.
So you go to. I know why you came to Florida, and I tell this Nick all the time. No taxes. No taxes. There's no tax in Florida. There's no business tax. You don't pay a business tax in Florida. That's why most businesses are moving here.
That's one of the reasons.
Well, of course, it's one of the reasons. Do you have children?
I have 2 stepkids, yes.
Oh, 2 stepkids. And are they in the business? I don't, something.
Well, one, she actually goes to college in New York City in FIT, Fashion Institute.
Okay.
And my stepson just graduated from Cleveland State.
Wow, good for you. So you guys, you enjoying Florida? You hit 2 years?
I don't. I love it.
Don't you?
What's not to love? It's like the weather, and I'm a freeze baby as it is. So I'm like, it's 90 degrees out, and I still have my heater on in my car.
It's crazy. I come from New York City, so I my whole life. And it's so it's cold up there all the time. I love Florida. I don't care. It's prepared for the winter. Everyone goes, oh, it's hot. I go, wait a minute. Go to New York in the summertime. It's boiling, and they're not prepared for the heat. Like Florida is everywhere you go. Everything you do is air conditioned if you want it and stuff like that. Everybody has got pools. Everybody, it's a whole different animal.
Right. You're not going to go to Seattle and be like, oh, wait, it's raining here? Like, you know it. When you go to Florida, you know it's going to be sunny and warm.
And rain in the afternoon.
But it's going to be done in like less than an hour.
Always. It's crazy. I've seen it literally rain on across the street and not here.
That's the craziest thing. I know.
It's wild. Okay, you decide on a vodka. Why vodka and not bourbon?
Because going back to the whole fitness industry, like vodka is like the cleanest form of alcohol you can get. So, well, mine is now. So I created the muscle vodka because I did make it the cleanest form of alcohol. So I took all the minerals, the impurities out of it. I made it the cleanest form of water possible. Like I said, it's 32 times charcoal filtered. So we put it through a filtration process 32
Well,
times.
what does that do? Does it take
just
out?
cleans it up and makes it smooth. Like if you like compare it to, I won't say a brand, but another brand of vodka.
Anything. I don't care if it's Absolute or
Right.
Tito's or whatever.
Exactly. And so we'll put it next to each other and you taste that and you taste mine. And it is so smooth. Like I only drink my vodka on the rocks. I created my brand so I can drink it on the rocks and you don't cringe. You don't do anything. It doesn't burn. It feels amazing. And it's still 80 proof vodka.
Okay, it's 80 proof vodka. How many calories in it?
Well, I can't disclose that right now just because it's not on the bottle.
Wait a minute. You're preaching a health brand, and you got to tell us what the
You're
calories.
not allowed to say that, and like just because it's not like on the bottle and stuff. So it's funny. It's different from like the Food and Drug Administration. It's the TTB, so it's the federal government still, but you're not allowed to disclose that right here unless it's on the bottle.
So you can't go anywhere telling me that's calorie.
What I can say is it's the least amount of calories you could possibly get in a vodka.
There
That's
you go.
what I can say.
And you say it's healthy, obviously, more than other vodkas.
It's the better option. It's the best option.
Now, how would I know that? Can I go online? Can I go on your website?
Oh, yes.
Check that out. And it's going to tell you what it is. What is your website?
It's www.musclevodka.net.
The Muscle Vodka. We're going to put it in a link below on this podcast.
And it's actually on the back of my bottle too.
Yeah, I want them to go there to get your bottle of vodka. They can, if they see it, that's one thing. But I'd love them to look, and I want people to go and look at a bottle and say, okay, what attracted me to it, actually, we were at that event, and you had a couple of bodybuilders or whatever, they were there, right?
Just me.
That was just you? No,
There
was some big guys there, though.
They were just there, hanging out.
Okay. I thought they were with you. When I saw the muscle vodka, and Nick, look, he said, this is a muscle vodka. Never heard of muscle vodka. I mean, I have a bar that has Glenlivet and all that kind of stuff up there, makers. And I'm a whiskey drinker per se, but I drink everything. I don't care, really. And I do mix it either with a little ginger ale or something like that. That's just me. But you're right. Any drink. I mean, I drink Glenlivet. It's on the rocks.
I just drink on the rocks. I don't mix. I also have a flavored, just on the side note, a flavored muscle vodka. It's called peppermint chocolate. It tastes like a Girl Scout cookie, and it's literally so clean. It's 80 proof. When you drink it, you're like, oh my gosh, this tastes like a Girl Scout cookie.
Are you finding people are getting your vodka? Where can people buy it?
So they can buy it online in 37 states and 14 countries if you go on my website. Or my distillery in Stuart, Florida, we are exclusively with the flavored products there. And my rum. And
now, the reason I asked you that, I have a bottle of Absolute vodka that's watermelon. And it's been there. People just don't drink it. I mean, they very rarely do they drink. Now, I don't know if it's because it's Absolute or whatever. I've tried it.
I've never even heard of Absolute watermelon.
It's there. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know. I probably got it for a party or something. And do you sell a lot of flavored vodkas?
Believe it or not, yes. But the thing is, so people can taste it. So when you try it, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's really cool. I have a creme brulee one, too. Oh, my gosh. It tastes like it's a dessert.
Vodka?
You're drinking a dessert.
You're making me hungry, not drinking. I mean, and I'm an eater. I was 260. I'm down to 228, something like that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's not easy, you're getting older. But the vodkas or any alcohol for me is, when I used to think of vodka, when I owned bars, I used to drink a lot of vodka. It was attorneys, because they would drink it in the daytime and it doesn't smell.
That's a fallacy. You can still smell it.
Well, I mean, I remember them coming in.
Yes, they drink it, but I mean the smell part. Because people are like, oh, you can't smell it. You can smell it.
Maybe because, you're in the alcohol business,
Yeah, and I have a nose like a dog. I always say I can smell things from a mile away.
Do you give tours or anything? I mean, you do. So you have tours. How big is your facility?
It's a very small facility. I'm only 1,400 square feet.
Wow, that is small.
Yeah. But I'll have an extension too, like for like.
And you bottle it and
stuff.
everything there?
Bottle everything. If you come past my place, it's right on the like real big tourist area, main street of Osceola Street, and the theater's right like across the street from me. Like literally, like I can
I
throw
know
up
where
and
that
hit
Stewart
it.
Theater is.
Mhm.
It's right there?
Yep. And I have a big 100-gallon still right in my front window. Always have vodka going, and it's
That is pretty cool. So do you do it, or do you have a staff that's...
I have stuff too, but I do it mostly.
So you know how to do the whole process, do
I do
everything?
everything start to finish. And the funny thing is, I used to have Friday night date nights. Now we have Friday night vodka making night.
So you have a couple come in, they pay $50 or whatever they pay, and they come and they make their own vodka bottle.
No, they don't do that. However, they can come in, they can taste, they can sample, they can do whatever they want. But I do offer I can make you something that you want. So if you came to me and you're like, Grace, can you make me a coffee vodka? Can you make me a coffee liqueur, a cognac, rum, anything you wanted? I can make you whatever you want. I can do small batches for you. I can do big batches for you. I can do anything that you possibly want. I have that license.
So, okay, you could do all that. Now, again, I did a whole show on making alcohol. We used to make the wine, and then you cook the wine to get the alcohol out of the wine in prison. And we made our own with stingers and a bag and a bucket. And so that's how we did our stuff. I actually, then we'd take a Coca-Cola or something from the prison, the commissary, and literally it was unbelievable. We'd get fucking wrapped.
That's crazy.
Oh, and it's work. Listen, get a bunch of murderers with alcohol. They're all. It was crazy. To be
I want to hear the story one day.
Yeah, someday was not here, but it's too long.
After a few more of these.
Yeah. Oh, we have fun. I like your vodka. I really do. I gotta say that.
Thank you.
But I'm more interested in you as an entrepreneur. I mean, it's amazing. Were you always an entrepreneur?
You want to hear a really quick funny story?
Absolutely.
7th grade. Picture this. I was in 7th grade. You remember Avon?
Of course. I remember. I'm an old man.
So I was the Avon lady in 7th grade. Every 2 weeks, I would come to school, and all the teachers and all the kids, I would bring the only day I didn't have to walk to school because my mom would bring me because I had these big boxes of little tiny bags of 99-cent chapstick, this and that. And I was the #1 sales rep for Avon in my entire region.
Are you kidding?
In 7th
at 12
grade.
years old, about 12 years old.
Yeah, that's probably around what it
I'm
was.
guessing 7. I don't know.
And it was so crazy because I would come in, my teachers would all buy stuff. I was known as the Avon lady in school, and I would bring that in 7th grade. I was the only 7th grader making $300 every 2 weeks.
Wow, that's pretty good.
And for back then, for a 7th grader, that's pretty.
I told you, we're entrepreneurs at heart. I was making $125 in 1972, 3 as a bookmaker. I was a bad guy, but those are the businesses we did. So let me ask you a question. As a woman, do you find this industry hard to get in, break doors? I mean, a lot of people won't take a beautiful woman seriously. I mean, I do, because obviously I'm hearing your story. They'll say, oh, yeah, she's just, a beauty. When you were young, was it like that too, or growing up?
No, and almost because, I was raised with, guys, and my dad, too. So I had 5 sisters, 2 brothers. My dad was a bodybuilder. My brother and nephew are pro boxers. So I was, always a tomboy, a tough chick. So, I never would take no for an answer. If I wanted something, nobody's stopping me. And I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid to ask for something, and I'm not afraid of something. You know what I mean? What's the worst that can happen,
100%. You are an entrepreneur. I tell Nick, listen, you want something, ask for it. Otherwise, they don't know.
Exactly.
Most people want to help people. I do. I help a lot of people. Yeah. And I said, man, if I know, just ask me. What the fuck am I going to say? I can't, or we'll do something, whatever.
The worst is going to happen. They'll say no. That's it.
So do you find that, you said you have no investors. You did it all alone. How did you learn about it? Did you research? Believe it or not.
Oh, my gosh.
Nick learned how to be a tile guy by YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's funny. A lot. There's nothing on there. You can't read books about it. You can't, there's nothing about it because it's the #2 most regulated thing in the world, second to sewage. So you cannot just find out. You have to learn by experience. I was on the phone day and night, talking to the state, the city, the federal government,
But that's the regulations and stuff. I'm talking about making vodka.
Yeah, no, you have to find out that stuff too.
But you don't learn that from some guy from the state.
No, yeah, you have to know the regulations. So I can't.
No, I got that. But how do you learn? Listen, I drink a lot of booze. I know how to make vodka just because I was in prison. Not vodka, just white lightning. I couldn't tell you what it is.
White
I
lightning
couldn't
is actually
tell you how to
clear
make-
moonshine.
Yeah, we called it white lightning. I couldn't make a vodka or anything that tastes. We had flies in our shit because there's, you know, the fruit flies and stuff when you make the wine.
Right.
Because we used to make wine and then you cook the wine. That's how we got the alcohol out of the wine. You are doing something that's amazing. And how do you learn that?
And it's funny because, like, I kind of didn't mention this either, but I imported Italian wines for 15 years, and I distributed them through the United States. So my whole life, I've always, you know, my uncles made wine in the basement or whatever, too. You know, I've grown up with that. My other uncle, he made brandy in his garage, and he's like, come get whatever brandy you want. Just bring me a 10-pound bag of sugar. So we were just like, here you go, give me brandy. And, like, I would watch him do it. It was, like, the coolest thing, and I've always wanted to learn. I always say I'm like a sponge. I want to learn everything. So I just learned things throughout my life. And then you learn something, and then you verify it, and then you do it. And if you make a mistake, so what? You learn.
You are amazing. I love your freaking attitude. Because it's kind of like what I try to teach young people. And they say, you know, I went to prison and got, the feds took a lot of money for $6 million, all that, when I got arrested. And, you know, I got out of prison at 46 years old and penniless, of course, and everything else. They took everything from me. And you can still make it. I mean, I tell them the hard work, the learning, you don't quit, you know. Everything happens if you work hard enough. You know, I try to explain. If you got half a brain, you should make it.
Yeah.
You know, obviously you got a lot of brain, so it helps that you're willing to learn and open that up to it too. I always wonder why somebody goes into something. Like, why does somebody, you know, figure out how to make a new dress that sells it? How does a guy make the pizza, you know, things? Obviously, they spotted something that they needed, but vodka's not needed. It's not like something that...
That's what you think. No, I'm kidding.
No. I meant like...
I know, I'm kidding.
You know, no, that's okay. What I meant is like, if there's a need for something and you can't find it, you go online, you say, why can't I get this shit? Then you start thinking your brain. I mean, it's not like I never went to a store and said, man, I can't find a vodka. I go to ABC Liquor, I go anywhere, and I get all the vodka in the world, you know, different types, different everything. And it's amazing that you came up with a vodka that's, you know, clean and pure as much as you say it is, you know, and I believe you. I mean, I'd love people to say, okay, do you show people how you do it?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, just going back real quick, is everything I do, like, it's not for the, how do I word it? Like, when you were saying, like, the average person, you know how you were saying that you look at it like that. I look at it not the reason why, but what made someone get to that point where, what was their stopping point, their wake-up point? You know what I mean? Like, I guess coming from a trainer side, they're like, what made you get to, like, you know, do you ever see, like, My 500-Pound Life? Like, what made them
No, because I
get...
don't want to see that. That to me is disgusting. I mean, I can't see those hoarder shows, or I go right by them.
Like, I try to. So you'll get to that point, and I'm like, what made you get to that point where you're like, I don't care anymore? You know what I mean? So I look at the psychological things of people and what goes through their mind and what people think. And, like, I've always been the one that I don't want to be normal. I don't want to be like everybody else. So vodka and working out, alcohol and working out, it's the oxymoron. So what better way
Why is it the oxymoron? I know a lot of guys.
It's always been that way, but it's not.
It's not, because I know everybody drinks.
Exactly, that's what I say. It's just people's mind. They're like, oh, wait, it doesn't make, what do you mean, alcohol and workout? But it does, because every one of us that compete, we all drink.
Absolutely. How much does a bottle of that vodka go for?
This is $30 per bottle.
It's not expensive. It's not crazy expensive.
And it's a premium, yeah.
Yeah, it's a premium vodka that's not crazy out of price, you know. And it's obviously made, you can only get it from here. What is your distribution routes? Let's say a guy's listening to this podcast somewhere, and he wants to put it in his store. How does he do that?
Well, I'm in 37 states, in 14 countries online, but it depends on which state, because I'm not in all states for sale in all states. I do have a mass distribution, but I also have, like, in bars, restaurants, like in New York, in Ohio, in Florida, California, you know what I mean? I'm in multiple states.
And,
but,
the bars will buy it?
Huh?
Oh, wow.
Yes. Nightclubs, bars, liquor stores, everything. Mm-hmm.
Did you ever think of taking that bottle and making it, you know, I go to nightclubs, and I'll sit in the VIP area, and you buy a bottle. Matter of fact, I have a cigar event coming up, and the 22nd. So we were thinking of making a couple of VIP areas where you buy the bottle. The bottle costs $40, but, you know, they charging us $300.
Oh, yeah. That happens all the time.
Well, I mean, that happens all the time. And nobody cares. if you're at that
But
level,
you know it. You know that you're doing VIP. Yeah, you know it's gonna.
you know what it is, and that's good. So have you tried that end of it? Because I think that could be a high, like a high end where it's not crazy high end. I mean, I think sometimes they just put a price tag on vodka. What makes the price tag? Why is one vodka $7 a bottle? You know, when I remember when I owned bars. You know what I used to do? This is bad.
Uh-oh.
You know, I used to take the shitty vodka and put it in the at that time. It was Absolute vodka was the best back then.
The best?
Back then, you know, so you'd go. Some guy'd come up to the bar, give me an Absolute and orange juice right away with the shit. Because once you mix it, you can't tell. You know, and I used to bet people they can't tell. And I go, what do you mean? I go, I'll take 3 bottles. I'd show them the bottles, but now I put them down, and they're all poured with the same exact vodka. With, you know, an orange juice.
Right.
Not one person can have it. Oh, this is guaranteed. This is the Absolute. It's not. None of them are the fucking Absolute. So, I mean, once you mix an alcohol, especially after one drink, because your taste buds go, you know, and then you'll never take it. So I used to say with vodka, you got one bottle that's, you know, Skoal or some shit that was like $5, $7. Because we used to buy mass amounts.
Oh my gosh, those cheap ones in the gas station, they're half proof.
Oh, well, these were all 80 proof.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all of them 80 proof. And I wondered what made it one a more premium. Is it just like you're doing, distilling it the different way and everything?
But not only that, back then they didn't do it like that because they didn't have like the major distribution, the distillations. But this, for example, you're not going to get a hangover. And I can't claim that guarantee or anything, but you won't get a hangover. Just don't mix it with sugar. So
you're saying your vodka won't give me a hangover?
I can't claim that.
I got you.
But
it won't.
If you do,
you're telling me.
If you do, I know I'm not telling you anything. But if
wow, she's good. You really are good, Grace.
But
Smart.
If you were to drink this and drink another one and had the exact same thing at the same amount, you're going to you wake up feeling a lot better with this one, and you can put that to test. I do have a time.
no, I might. You know, I'm not a big drinker per se. I mean, I'm just not. I mean, I used to be. I did a lot of things when I was younger. I like to have a few drinks and stuff like that. But I'm going to taste. I like the taste of vodka. I never thought about it. So if I drank a quarter of that bottle and I drank it either on the rocks or with something no sugar.
Yeah, yes.
Like ginger ale's got no sugar.
Ginger ale has a lot of sugar.
Does it? Oh, yes. Shit. I'm fucked.
I'm a trainer.
Yeah, well, that's good. So, okay, what would I drink it with no sugar?
Soda water, like club soda water, on the rocks, like I drink it, or like a diet something, like if you want or even those Neo drops.
A diet ginger ale?
Yep, diet ginger ale is perfect.
Okay, so if I drank it with a diet ginger ale, it's no sugar, I shouldn't have it. Well, I'm going to feel better.
Yes.
You might not say it,
yes,
obviously.
you can say it.
I can say it. Good. Well, no, listen, I will say it and talk about it. You know, one of these days we're going to have to do a show where I just get hammered on the fucking show, and the next day we do the show.
I'll be on that show.
Oh, yeah. So do you like to drink?
A panel.
Do you like to drink?
I mean, like I don't drink a lot,
Yeah,
just
you
because you know what I mean. But I do drink occasionally. You know, like
no, you
weekly.
get fucked up. We all do. You know what I mean? And that's nothing. You know, I often tell people go, Larry, you just tell it like it is, because I don't give a fuck anymore.
Well, you know what's funny? Here's a proven study. So people with so you have two people that weigh the exact same, and they're the same height, right? We'll say guys or girls, and one is like 7% body fat, and one is like 37% body fat. The person with the less body fat is not going to get drunk as fast as the person that doesn't have all that body fat.
You mean the person with the body fat gets drunk quicker?
Yes.
Really? Mm-hmm. Why is that?
So the more muscle that you have, I don't know if it's just a proven study that because I've studied this so many times.
Well, the reason I asked you is that I can hold booze pretty well. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. I get fucked up.
I mean, there's a tolerance part too. Yeah.
Of course, but I'm a big guy, you know, and I always said it's got to be like Nick, my assistant, is 150 pounds, and I'm 225. There's a big difference in weight.
Right.
You know, he can drink. I mean, and he handles it very well. And I'm wondering, it's because he's younger and more muscle, or is it? I don't know if he has more muscle. You know what I mean? I just don't know.
But also, like, you know, the tolerance plays a part too. So if he drinks more than you, that's going to play a part as well. You know what I mean? But yes, that someone that has more muscle or that has more, you know,
lean muscle,
like,
maybe. Yeah.
Yes.
And they do that.
They're able to drink more. Same weight, same height, everything.
Right.
But one has more muscle.
Are you finding that women are more of your customer or men?
I'd say men.
Yeah, men. And is there a way that you market to men or female? I mean, obviously you're a female in great shape. You drink. So people say, man, if she can do it, I know that. You get that, I'm sure. Wow, you're doing it. And look at you. and then they can't do it because they don't know it's eating the bonbons fucking in the morning that is fucking them up. But do you find that at all or no? That it's different with the women and the men for marketing them.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm very good. Like, I market to both just because, and I don't do like paid marketing or anything, but like I have, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, the whole shebang.
And we're gonna put them up, and we gotta find out if people can check you out.
And so, but just going on my clientele, like purchase wise, it's more men clientele, but it is pretty close. You know what I mean? Even like coming into the place though, like if you come into my distillery, it's probably more men. But if you come to, online, if you're purchasing online, if you're purchasing bars, like women are always drinking this because they know it is the cleaner form.
And the men bought it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my
women,
demographics are men 18 to 45, 80.
Mine are 21 at least.
Mine 18 to 40 are 85, 82% that from that age, and 94% male is my audience that listen to this.
I would think that, yeah.
I don't know why the young people just get attracted to someone who just tells people to go fuck themselves. I don't mean anyway. I just tell it like it is, and I think we need that.
I
You're
agree.
telling it like it is
I
with
agree.
the Vodka brand, and I want to hear the bad, the good. So, did you have any mishaps so far?
Oh gosh, yeah. Like that's what I say. Like as long as you learn from your failures, that makes you a success. Not to sound funny, but it really does.
Absolutely.
Again, another oxymoron. But yeah, like in my biggest problem in the beginning was like delegation because I wanted to control everything.
Is she me, Nick? Or what? I am so bad about that. I need to just tell. I'm learning where Nick is just really, a lifesaver. And other guys, my editor and stuff. And I gotta step back, and you know that obviously as a businesswoman.
Yeah, and I have 350 ambassadors throughout the United States. They do stuff for me, but I'm like, and I try not like I'm very good at like I'm getting better. Let's put it that way. At delegating and just sitting back and like, okay, I trust you with that. It's not a trust issue. It's more like just because I want to make sure everything's perfect. I'm a perfectionist in some things, not all things.
100%. You really are. I'm just like that too.
And it's the control thing, but not like a weird control. It's just like I just want to know it's going good because like that's my baby. This is my baby.
Are you OCD?
No.
Really?
I mean, like if you saw my car, you'd be like, "Do you live in here?" Like, yeah. So I'm not OCD as far as like it has to be. But some things like in my house, it's. I'm a germ freak as far as like it has to be clean. I bleach everything just because.
No, I get the bleach. I'm an OCD. I mean, I'll be sitting here on a podcast. I'll look and I'll see a battery charging, and I'll go to Nick. I'll say I'm fucking nuts. I mean, I know it, and some of that is the good part because I am so obsessive. I'm obsessive with getting things right.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yes, that part I agree. Yeah.
So most successful people, have a slight autistic part to them. Most of them are OCD, and most of them have ADHD.
Yeah. Oh, that definitely.
We can't sit down. We can't sit still.
I can't do one thing at once.
No,
I have thoughts going through my head while I'm talking. I mean, like I get
your brain is built like
at least two things at once. Yeah.
And that's actually a good trait. I mean, a lot of you successful from Bill Gates to Steve Wozniak, Elon Musk. They all have that where they can do things, and it's hard for them because Nick says I talk in riddles, and he's right. I catch myself because I got so much going on in my brain.
Yes.
I'm already here when I told half of it, and I'm fucking and I try to catch myself. Mm-hmm. It's hard, you know that.
I get you.
And especially when you get older, it even gets a little harder. So getting back to vodka. So did you ever think of getting into the bar business?
I'm not allowed. So if you own a distillery,
now you're not allowed.
Yeah, you're not allowed. I'm never allowed to own a bar or a liquor store or a restaurant.
Really?
It has alcohol, yeah.
But you sell alcohol in your distillery, right?
But
you can sell to a
distillery. Yeah, I can sell, but outside of my distillery, I'm not allowed. I'm never allowed to because it's called a 3-tiered system in the United States. So you can either be like a distributor, or you can be a distillery, or like you're either wholesale, retail, or production. So you can only be one of those three.
Wow, the reason I ask you is when I went for the tour in Secrets, we got a great tour, and at the end of their tour, you actually went to a bar that's in the distillery.
And I can have a bar in my distillery or affiliated with my distillery, yes. But it has to be product I make. It can't be somebody else's product.
Yeah, but you make so much. I don't know if you do have a bar.
I do.
Okay. Now, can people just go there? Do you have a bartender there and wait?
Well, I at this first location, like my goal is in the next in the next few years, I want to open up 10 more locations. So at this particular one, I don't want to be that bar. I make everything to go. So if you want a cocktail to go, you can get a cocktail to go.
So you can't sit at the bar and have a drink?
Nope.
Damn, why not? You should have that.
Now I don't want to, just because it gets too funny in
Laws,
the area.
maybe, I don't know.
Not even laws, I'm allowed to. It's just that the people are funny. Like I don't want to babysit.
Right, I get it. Somebody's drinking too much and this. And
if I had a bigger, bigger establishment, maybe somewhere else, but we're more of like not that it's unclassy, but like it's super classy in our area, and so people come there. It's a boutique-ish area. It's real fancy. It's nice.
I know your areas. Very nice area.
And I don't want that feel there. I don't want that kind of crazy spring break.
Okay,
at that location.
I love spring break. Obviously.
Me too.
I'm
not saying after hours.
Yeah. What did you find the hardest so far? Was it building out or getting the licenses, getting the permissions, so to speak, dealing with lawyers, because we know how they are. I have a law degree, and I'm not a lawyer lover. I got that in prison. I can't be a lawyer. I have the credits to be a lawyer. I'm actually a licensed paralegal.
That's interesting.
But I can't be because I'm a convicted felon.
Right.
And I'm not a lawyer lover because, man, I pay enough, and we pay enough for lawyers. What the fuck did you do? When you could build someone on 15 minutes, you're doing right. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so what part of this did you find the hardest?
I mean, all of the above. It
got to be something that you say, damn, I know it now. I should just sell that information.
Actually, that's so funny you said that. I say that all the time. It's like the laws and the regulations and actually getting the licensing. It is like freaking rocket science. It's crazy what you got to do. Like, it took me over a year to get licensed from my distillery. It's not one easy step. It's just like a million steps, but there's no manual how to do it. You got to figure it out on your own.
And I'm sure there's laws about you can't be near a school. Or
you're not allowed to be a school or a church. Yeah.
Why a church? They drink more than anybody. Listen,
it's the law. I don't argue anymore. I tried to before. I stopped.
And there's nothing getting around those laws.
Yeah.
Right. I know this is going to be a rough question. Did you have to grease any palms?
No, but I do have a funny story, and I won't say the state that this happened in. So I was trying to get licensed in one of the states, and it was just taking so long because it was a controlled state. So there's 17 controlled states in the United States.
Alabama.
What?
Alabama. That's a controlled state.
Yes.
I only know because I tried to get a drink there. So was Missouri. I couldn't drink up in
my gosh, yeah.
Where that stupid place was. And I'm an honorary cop there, you know. I'm actually an honorary police officer.
Really?
And I was recognized on the floor of the United States Congress for what I do.
Huh.
And they're more criminals than me, Congress. And fucking cops are just as corrupt as I was. No, go ahead.
So
You're not going to say that state?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't saying that state.
No, I'm saying, will you say the state that this story is?
Nah. I'll leave that out.
You don't want to give that up.
So I was in this state, and it was a controlled state, and I was trying to get licensed in there, and it was like going on a year, and I'm still not licensed in the state, and I'm like, I'm going to take matters into my own hands. So the superintendent of that state, that was in control of the liquor control board of that state, was speaking at a big conference next weekend, and I'm like, I'm not getting anywhere, and it was like a beer conference. So I'm like, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pay this $800 for a ticket and just go. I'm going to go to the event, and I'm going to go to that last day, and he was speaking for 1 hour. So I go to the event, the very last day, I go an hour early, I sit in the front row.
I love her.
And I have my Muscle Vodka hat on, I have my shirt on, I have my koozie right here in front of me, everything Muscle Vodka out. Like, you can't miss me, So the superintendent gets on the stage, and he looks at me and just kind of like laughs. Like, he knows what I'm doing, And so I'm like, okay, as soon as he gets off stage, I'm going to like all but tackle him. And say,
man, I love your drive.
And so he gets off the stage, and I literally all but tackled him. And I was like, my name is Grace. I own a company called Muscle Vodka, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, calm down, calm down. He's like, I know exactly who you are. And he's like, we've been on your website. And he's like, this is my assistant. talk to her. She'll take your information. I was licensed in 2 weeks.
After you went and did what you had to do, it's just being in their face, man.
Just because you have to, you know what I mean? If nothing's working, something's got to work. You know what I mean?
Boy, you sound like Nick
finding
and
it.
I, when I can't get on a show, and I've been on, you name them, and Nick says, we'll get on. And it's true, whether it's a magazine or something. And you got to get to the right people. You got your story. I mean, you have an amazing story
Thank you.
of the drive. You really, and you should be a motivational speaker because you should be a really an inspiration to women business people. I mean, minority business people or women, because you're doing something in a male-dominated business, and you're in 37 states. Do you sell vodka in 37 states?
I do.
So you're out there already.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and how did you get them? I'm going to hear this. I think I know the answer, but how did you get into every state?
Well, those are the 37 states are online.
Okay.
So
have you sold? Have you had orders from every state?
Yeah. Well, not ever, because some states don't allow you because
No. But the 37 you're licensed in.
Yes, the online licensing.
Right, online.
And so, they'll go for example, my number one state is Colorado, which is funny
I
online.
love it. They're weed. I love Colorado.
And you would think California or even Florida, my number one state online sales, but it's Colorado. It is blowing up.
Yeah, Colorado they really are very good about a lot of stuff, whether it's the marijuana or whatever. They're really good. They now have dabs. You can do that. And they got some good stuff over in California. I mean, Colorado. I was just there. I went and saw the Steve Miller Band in Red Rocks.
Oh.
Have you ever been to Red Rocks?
Huh, I've never been to Colorado.
Make it a bucket list. They have a place called Red Rocks.
Okay.
It's a natural amphitheater in the rocks.
I've heard of it. I've definitely heard of it.
Every band from the Beatles to whoever. I just saw the Steve Miller Band.
I saw him.
It was fucking great. And I'm going back. It was one of my bucket list things. And we had 4 couples, and we rented a mega place. And we had just a blast. I mean, it was just a lot of fun. And you're up in the altitude. You don't realize how much it affects you.
Oh, I'm sure I've heard. Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking guys in shape trying to go up these stairs is rough, man. I mean,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
me, I'm just out of shape, so I know why it's hitting me. But those guys in shape, it was hitting too. So it was amazing. So are you in any stores physically?
Oh, yeah. Multiple states.
In other states?
Uh-huh.
How many states?
Well, I'm in Ohio, New York, Florida, and California.
Okay, 5 states. And they're in stores there, in bars there?
Bars, liquor stores, restaurants. Yeah.
Do you have a list of these in on your website?
Not an updated list, but I have a list. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I need to put an updated list.
Yeah,
on
just so people can know where, if they want to try your vodka without buying one, they can go and have a drink wherever and stuff. Or listen, for $30, buy the bottles.
Yeah,
I say.
online.
And I bet shipping and handling is about $15.
If you get 4 more bottles, it's free online.
Oh wow, that's pretty good. Because my cigars, it's $15.85 no matter anywhere in the United States, and it's 2-day delivery.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's guaranteed 2 days. I mean, I love it. It's priority mail. I have a whole shipping station here and everything.
Oh,
So
sweet.
it's pretty cool. It's easy to do once you learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Obviously, everything's learning how to do it. And we do everything here too. I have a few more employees.
That's
and
awesome.
It's not easy. So, but it works. So going back to your vodka, where are you going from here with your vodka?
Oh gosh, where am I not going? So, I mean,
No, I don't mean like a state. I mean, what's your next step? Make more, make obviously with demand, you're going to make more. Listen, if this thing cranks up, your small distillery is going to need to be a big distillery.
Oh, no, in the next few years, I'll have 10.
Distillery?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Are you have this? Do you have a business plan?
Of course.
Man, I love her. I tell kids who want me to invest or do something, I say, where's your business plan?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I don't want to hear it out of your head. I want to know what the numbers,
Yeah.
where it's going, how you doing, what you're doing. And you have all of that?
Of course, yes. Goals, business plan, my 5-year, my 10-year, my 20-year, my...
Yeah, your exit strategy.
No, I will never retire in my life.
That's not about retirement.
You mean my
Every
exit
business
strategy
has
for the
an exit
business, yeah.
strategy.
Yes, of course, but I never want to, I'll be 130 years old and I'll still be making vodka.
If you look like you could, you do that. A question on the business plan. In your business plan, do you have an avenue for investors?
I do, of course, because
Obviously,
sometimes to get to that, not sometimes, but to get to another level, you do have to bring on investors.
Absolutely,
And I'm smart enough to realize that I want to hold off until I have to. But, you know, like if you want to get to that next level, then yes, you have to.
I often wonder, you know, I love business, and I think about Shark Tank, you know, the show Shark Tank. I always wanted to go on there just to tell that Mr. Wonderful to go fuck himself, because all of those people on that, you know, especially those, what's your numbers? If I had those fucking numbers, I would fucking go to the bank and get what the fuck I want, or I'd go to, you know, whoever. No, I don't have those numbers. I got a plan. I have an idea. I have everything that goes along with it. So this is what, you know, you're gambling on what we're doing. You're not just gambling on numbers. That's the fucking banker's shit. And I don't know if people get that part. I learned a lot about that show because I know a friend who was on it, and he told me how they take percentages and everything. It's not all that great. But besides the show, you have ideas of getting into how many places by the end of the year. Now, we are almost halfway into 2023. Where are you going to be at the end of 2023?
Well, here's the thing. You want to saturate a market first. So, like, my goal is to, like, when you saturate a market and because it doesn't make sense to go into a market that's not your market in the beginning. You know what I mean? So I have that all mapped out. Here's the big areas. Here's the areas that you don't want to touch for quite a few years. Here's the areas that people...
Low-hanging fruit.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So you want to get that first, and you want to expand. So I have this whole thing all mapped out, exactly what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it. And I mean, granted, like, the funny story is I've already been asked to be, like, bought out and invested in probably, I'm going to say, hundreds of times.
Already?
Hundreds of times, yes.
They offered you money for your company?
Oh, yes.
And is it enough? It's not just not enough? Or?
But the crazy thing is, it's not about money to me.
Oh,
it's
everything's
about passion. You say that, but I've been offered an amount, like, obscene amounts that I would be crazy to turn down, which I am sometimes. And people are like, what do you mean no? And I'm like,
meaning,
I'm
what I
not
think
ready.
they mean is you could do something else. Obviously, you're an entrepreneur by heart. I mean, I can see that from a mile away now. You are literally an entrepreneur. I mean, you love business. You love to solve a problem. You like to get something going. That's the fun. And I am too. I am totally like that. But there's always a number, you know. I used to tell her, listen, give me enough. That's the thing. And then I'll take that money and do something else with it. I'm not going to retire. I'm 61. I'm never retiring.
You don't look 61. My gosh, I would not have guessed that.
But I feel it sometimes. But, you know, I had a lot of years in prison. I don't count those 12 years when I tell people my age. You know, I say, I take 12 off that.
There you go.
You know, but no.
12 is my favorite number.
12?
My birthday's 12/12.
12/12. Well, I'm not going to ask you here because you're too smart and too beautiful to be. Because if you tell me too old, I'm going to say, what the fuck? Because no, you look beautiful and you look young.
Thank you.
But going back to your entrepreneurial, it says you were offered money, you don't want it.
It's more of a passion thing to me. I'm such a passionate person. Like,
but weren't you like that with the gym?
Am I?
Weren't you like that before you sold the gym?
Oh, not that gym. It wasn't my thing because I can go to any gym and make it my gym.
No. You said you sold your gym that you had.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm sure you being in the gym business is a passion of yours.
But the gym's my passion, not my gym, not that gym. The
business of the gym wasn't your passion.
Right. That wasn't my passion.
But vodka is?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
not necessarily. Like, well, yes. This muscle vodka. This is my baby. Like
You guys got to go online and check her out because she's holding it like a baby right here. And first of all, you got to go online anyway to look at this woman. She's gorgeous. And she's holding a bottle of vodka like a baby.
I bring it with me everywhere I go. You can, at any given point, ask me, where's your vodka bottle? I pull it out of my purse. It's with me everywhere I go.
I don't know. I'm gonna have Nick look into something. We're gonna if you'd like to, we're gonna do something where we have a giveaway with one of your bottles.
Absolutely,
and we'll talk about that. You know, I don't know, Nick. You have to look at the law about if we can do that and have a giveaway for your vodka, or you give it away. Yeah, you know, come on again and give the bottle away. You know what I mean? To whoever.
Yes.
I mean, vodka drinker. We have a contest of some sort.
Absolutely,
and get
that's
buzz
great.
About that. You know, I love that.
Get buzz about it. No pun intended.
Yeah, that is good, man. You must know. You must have heard them all.
Once or twice.
I'll bet.
And whenever you were talking about the bottle service, I do that for the Arnold Classic. So I do their official after parties. We'll do the bottle service at a lot of the nightclubs, like right around there, because it's in Columbus every year, right at the convention center. And I'll do the after parties at nightclubs right in the area, and we'll do bottle service. We have like the fireworks coming out.
And
of
the girls
bottles,
running around, the whole works.
The whole shebang. And I had last year 2 years ago, I had 6 parties for the after parties
Going at
all
once.
around. Oh yeah, well, one's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And you're there.
Some, not all of them.
No, it can't be. But you got amazing energy. I mean, and that's
Thank
what
you.
comes off on me. I'm like that even at my age. I have because if I didn't like what I do, I'm gone. I'm doing something else or getting out, retiring or whatever it is. I'm not. I love to see things go, see them grow. I'm always coming up with something new. People I know, and they go, Larry, that's just you. I said, you're in a lot of things. I said, yeah. When I'm not, I'm dead.
Right.
Obviously, I believe in that. What state right now buys the most of your vodka? Colorado.
I mean,
Bigger than California, 40 million people. Bigger than New York, 25 million.
Online Colorado, but in state Florida by far. I mean, like, you can't even compare to Florida. Florida, like,
Look, is it because
it's
you're
my
here?
state. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, it's the home state. Like, it's my baby state.
So are you in a lot of bars in Florida?
Yes.
Are you in any bars in my area?
What area?
Melbourne is they got a downtown they have 2 downtowns now that are hopping. And I mean, this bar owners.
I heard that about it. This is the first time I've been in this area.
This area is really booming. Actually, Palm Bay was one of the top 5 growing communities in the country.
I did hear that. I did hear that.
And that's where I am now. Melbourne is just a very well-run city.
Yeah.
I know the mayor. I know everybody there. No, I'm here. But I don't know. There's a lot of downtown here, bars. There's 2 downtowns in Melbourne. Palm Bay doesn't have it. I believe that. But there's a lot of bars down there, a lot of stuff, and we go to them. And it's different ones. So if you ever want to come down here and get into some, I don't know who your rep is in this area.
I don't have a rep in this area.
But you need one.
I'm looking for one now.
You do need one. I'll tell you why, because I don't know how the business works, but I'll talk to some salespeople I know and people, in sales. And there's just so much going on in this area right now. And it's just a blasting area. And obviously, we're really close to Orlando, an hour from Orlando. That's all we are.
You're only an hour from there.
That's why I live. Listen, my mom lives here. She moved here in 1983, 40 years ago. And obviously, she's
God
90,
bless her.
so I take care of her. But I'm still close to an airport. I mean, I'm an hour. Actually, we have an airport 5 minutes from my house here. Melbourne International Airport. It's actually an international airport.
I do know that.
Small
It's
airport.
a private airport, right?
No. It's probably Delta flies out of there. A couple other airlines fly out of there.
Huh.
And matter of fact, I think they have a direct flight to Pittsburgh. Pennsylvania. Somewhere in Pennsylvania for sure. And I was saying, why there? Why not Kennedy? I'm always flying into Kennedy at JetBlue. So that's another story. But it's amazing that you're not in this area. Are you in Orlando?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. West Palm.
West Palm. Yeah. All those areas. Tampa, Clearwater, all of them.
Fort Lauderdale, Miami.
Miami. Yes.
Wow. And do you have sales reps?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes.
You should, I don't know, have one come on up this way. I can open a few doors for him. So,
thank you. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, you got a good product. Whenever I do something, people go, Larry, you don't do much with certain things. Like I do Manscaped commercials.
Do you?
I use the fucking thing. I am clean down there. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, I use any product any product that I will talk about or do, I will use. It's just the way I am. I'm not gonna fucking promote liver.
I agree.
I don't drink I eat
it.
liver. So I'm not gonna promote liver. Or something I don't do. I'm not gonna promote shampoo. I don't fucking use shampoo.
That's a good point.
Obviously. But I do the vodka I like, and like I said, Manscaped, I do Manscaped. I mean, I'm a clean freak like you. I just am. I mean, it's something I learned. I once smashed the guy's head into a concrete wall in prison because he shaved in my sink and didn't clean it. After I told him twice. I literally crushed his nose and cheekbone, and he was on the floor. Guards looked at me and said, Lawton, this is not right. Fuck him. He didn't know how to clean his sink. I mean, you shave, you're a man, clean. I eat out of this sink. You know what I'm saying? Prison is a little different animal.
I'm normally never speechless. You just left me speechless at that comment.
Well, listen, I can tell you some wild stories. But, this is about your vodka brand. This is about Grace Gillespie, who is an amazing entrepreneur. I'm telling you, I'm very,
Thank you.
very, very, I will never say shocked. I will say impressed.
Thank you. I appreciate
Impressed.
that.
Because I love brains. I really do. People don't get that. I love brains more than beauty. And I know people say, what do you mean? No, you love a beautiful woman and all that. But the brains.
There's got to be more to it.
After the fact, come on, let's face it. And I've had women who are gorgeous, but just a dead fuck. Sorry, just had to say that. And then I've had women who are not as good, but good looking. I mean, and just the brains and everything work. And believe it, it's a big deal. Maybe it's because of my age. I can't tell a 20-year-old that, but they're going to learn it quick enough. I mean, I think most of them will.
Can I tell you one of my favorite date nights?
Absolutely.
So besides the part where we make vodka on Friday nights, so my favorite date night in the
I'm going
month.
to stop. One question with that. Can people go to your distillery on Friday nights at date night?
Oh yeah, but they're not making the vodka. So we make our vodkas on Friday night. That's like one of our date nights.
I'm trying to ask you, is there a way people can go down there?
They can
pay
tour
whatever, tour it, charge for tours. This guy used to charge for tours. I know they do it secrets. And because people look for things to do.
Yes.
You know, with their date.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I have a young woman, I have a young woman, 50, and we go out. And, I would love to take an hour ride south and go, come on, we're going to go to something different. Yeah. We're not going to a movie. We're not going to go, dinner. I'm sure beautiful, right? And let's go to the store and have some fun.
Yes.
And do you
100%.
do that?
Yes, we do that.
You promote that on your website?
I don't, just because we are.
Oh, come on. You know that.
But just because we are super busy with everything with it. So I don't. I
leave money on the table.
It's not that, like, we do that when asked. But there's so many other events that we have going on around it. It's so packed all the time, which is good. It's a good thing. It's a good problem.
So you mean your distilleries? That's what I'm saying. If I headed to where your area, I have a big RV, and I do Nick drives. We travel a lot. I do podcasts all over the time. I go by your area all the time. So if I stopped in there one Friday night, right? Could I get into that distillery and drink, or is it booked?
Yeah, no. You can, normally people call me and they make appointments. Like I have a lot of bachelor parties, a lot of bachelorette parties.
Bingo.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
So smart.
Yeah, they come in, but I never promote that because I'm always full with that. Like people come in and I have the food tour. I have a lot of different tours.
So I'm saying somebody can't just come there.
They can. We can always do walk-ins. Yes, 100%. But I always say, call us. That way we're ready for you. We'll have fun stuff for you. I'll have extra stuff. We'll give them little goodies, and I'm ready for you. But I love doing that, and my girls love doing that.
That's a business in of itself.
Yeah, it is. But I love making people feel special. Yeah. So when you come down there, I want to be ready for you. I want to be like, let's celebrate together. Let's have fun together. Like what other job? Like what other place can you go? And you're like, we like encourage
making people smile. Really are. And it's
not
not the alcohol that's doing; it's the experience.
Exactly.
I'm a big believer in that. I've done a lot in my life. And traveled, did this crazy shit. And what survived me in prison was memories and things like what you're talking about. I now look for what you just said. I look for things to do that are different.
Yeah.
I've been to the best restaurants. I've been to parks, been to, Keys. A couple of friends might have a plane, so we take the Keys, go to the Keys just for the day.
Oh, I love that.
I love Key West, too. Oh, it's my spot. Are you in Key West?
Actually, that's one of the next places I'm opening a distillery.
You opening a distillery in Key West? Mm-hmm. Well, I go there. I always go there.
It's actually in the works, yes.
Wow, because I love Key West, man. I know a guy can open mega doors. He's actually the head of the president of the Libertarian Party of Florida.
Oh, okay.
And he owns 7 Wendy's and what are those things? What's the ice cream joint?
Dairy Queen?
Dairy Queen, the one over it on the way down. And he's a great friend of mine, and he can open some doors for you down all the bars there. And it's just, I love Key West. I just love Key West, man. There's something about it.
And a point on what you said, I love doing spur-of-the-moment things. So I'll be like, it's Friday night. We just got off work. We're like, let's just go to Detroit for the weekend or just somewhere, anywhere. We're just like, we'll go for the weekend. I don't plan. I plan a lot of things, but in life, I like to be spontaneous.
You want to talk about spontaneous? Nick was driving. And we were on our way back from South, and I said, Nick, we need to head up north or somewhere. And we're in the RV. He goes, just tell me to go. And I go, no, I got your show. I had some business today. I said, otherwise, I was gone.
See? And it's so easy because it's so fun just not knowing. Love it. But just saying, okay, I'm just take a chance on that. Let's just do this. Let's just do it. You know what I mean? I love that.
I love your spirit, your attitude. You're a very smart woman, man. You're a breath of fresh air, really,
Thank you.
for our show. Your vodka's great. Yeah, I loved it. I'm gonna finish your vodka. Great vodka, people. It really is good vodka. So now, how can people find you?
I am all over. I am musclevodka.net,
Is everything muscle
www.musclevodka.
vodka? If they Google muscle vodka, they got
You
you?
can find me in multiple, like musclecraftdistillery.com. It goes over to muscle vodka. So all of my links go to this.
If somebody Googled, Nick, do it now. Google muscle vodka. Tell me what happens. We're going to know now. This is what's good.
I do this all the time.
Yeah, you
From
should.
different computers.
No, you actually, let me give you a tip on that. You go to the little 3 dots, you go to incognito window.
Oh, yes, I do that.
Yeah, once you go incognito, they don't know, and all of a sudden, do that. Nick, what do you got?
Probably my Facebook and Instagram first.
It's right there. There you go, people. Muscle vodka. Just Google muscle vodka. You're going to find
You'll find me
Grace
everywhere.
Gillespie, who is an amazing entrepreneur. We're going to put some links in there. We're going to talk about maybe in a minute here, off air, we'll talk about maybe a giveaway somehow.
Yes, absolutely.
I love stuff like that. People like that, and they go, oh, what's going on? Then we'll do a trivia thing or some shit and talk about it. So anything else you want to talk about?
Instagram, Facebook,
Muscle
Twitter,
Vodka, period.
LinkedIn, Muscle Vodka, or you can Google Muscle Craft Distillery and it'll take you to Muscle Vodka. We're all over.
People are going to remember muscle vodka. Just think of Larry when he was younger, not now. That's fat Larry now. But when I was younger, it was muscle vodka. Muscle Larry. Anyway, I had a great time. Thank you for coming up here.
I had a wonderful time. Thank you so much for inviting me to be on the show.
You're going to come back. You're a very intelligent, well-spoken woman who really knows her business. And I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you, too.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Good for you for your success. Everybody, go check out Muscle Vodka. Muscle Craft. It's called Muscle Craft
Distillery.
Distillery. And they are right here in Martin County, which is Stuart, Florida, which is in between Palm Beach and Port St. Lucie. Go check it out. They're great, and I'm sure she's going to have a tour there. Just say, like Larry told you to come there. Yeah, she'll get you a drink or something.
Yes, and you'll get a discount by saying Larry.
There you go. There you go. Have a great day, everybody. Please, thank you again.
Thank you again.
You're great. Everybody, listen, make good choices. Have fun, but always make good choices. And stay tuned for Monday's show. Our Monday show is going to be a pretty wild show. And now we have something new coming. We have a crime podcast every last Friday of the month. We have a law enforcement expert. We're going to be talking about certain stuff like that. Have a great day, everybody. Please stay safe and make good choices.
Cheers.